Having the ability to create unlimited wealth is available to everyone. Unlimited abundance is yours. It is already yours. You simply need to tap into what is available and then receive it wholeheartedly. Hi, I'm your host, Leah Dunlap, and this is the Oracle on Purpose podcast. Today, we're going to talk about what does it take to create unlimited abundance. Now, you might already be having questions like, well, what does abundance mean? Which, of course, is the first step to understanding what it takes to create unlimited abundance. Is first and foremost, we have to recognize the abundance that we already have. So often, we are looking outside of ourselves to get validation that we are actually rich or wealthy or that there is abundance in the world. And while that's a portion of what it means to be abundant, there is so much available to us in the moment that we often forget how truly abundant we already are. Why would you get more of something when you don't even appreciate what you already have? Right? Imagine that energy. Why would you get more abundance if you don't appreciate the abundance you already have? If your thoughts and intentions are already feeling as if whatever you have is not enough or that there's never enough, then you are going to continue to foster a reaction from the universe, from the world outside of you, because your subconscious mind is going to look to prove that premise to you. Now, conversely, if you choose, and it is a choice, to believe and work as if you have the capacity and the power to create unlimited abundance at any moment in your life and your business, then you are going to start looking and seeing opportunities and releasing yourself from worry and strife about what you don't have by moving that energy into a focus of what you do have and what you want more of. I've worked in this field for 30 years. Even when I push my own clients who are doing better than most people, they still have a tendency to hold back on that upper level, that higher level achievement, the biggest possible goals, because one of the challenges with not having this experience of living in a source, vibrancy of flow is this idea that you have to know how. You have to know how you will have those bigger and bigger things. You want to know how it will be, how it's possible, instead of appreciating that even if you don't know how it's possible, that it is available for you to think about means that it's possible. What if you could tap into the law of attraction with precision and power on your terms? I'm Leah Dunlap, and in my audiobook, Power Up the Law of Attraction, I give you the no-fluff blueprint to create a life of purpose, prosperity, and peace. Ready to stop manifesting by accident and start creating with intention? Download Power Up the Law of Attraction now on Audible. Now, back to the show. Now, the other day I was speaking to my husband about how funny it is today to recognize, and for those of you going back a few years, the idea of having handheld devices that we could speak in and talk to people all around the world was complete science fiction. In fact, it was Back to the Future we were talking about, how so many things in Back to the Future are actually present today. We've got hover skateboards. We've got windows that go against the wall that we can see images in, i.e. flat screen TVs. There's just so much available to us. And if you had said to someone back then, they would have thought these things were laughable or completely out of line, right? And even just a few years prior to that, not possible. So I say that because when we talk about what it takes to create unlimited abundance, the unlimited abundance is not just things. It's the experience of things. It's the things we don't even know yet are possible and available inside the sphere of creativity. So like I said, we start with understanding and accepting and appreciating what we already have, all of the abundance we already have. If you're here listening to me, if you are watching this, I guarantee you're more abundant than many other people alive now, let alone people that from the past. If you are alive and able to think and conceptualize things, you are also able to take advantage of opportunities to create something completely new that doesn't even exist. And that is a huge part of understanding what abundance really is. Abundance is the ability to create more flow. And that could be more money. It could also be more opportunities. It could be more experiences. In my work with my clients, especially my one-on-one clients, when we move their mindset from this idea of what can I do to what is possible to be done, there's a big shift right there. And when we move to what is possible to be done and we align that with what we desire to have done or be or experience in our lives, we start to open the container to have more opportunities. And just to give you an idea, one of our clients during one of our calls had said to us that she wanted a new car. And specifically, she wanted something really racy and sporty and fun. And she had an older car that she'd had for a long time. The next time we met, she got to announce and celebrate with us. Not only did she get a new car, she got a Porsche. And she got it as a gift. She didn't have to go out and buy it. Somebody literally gave her a Porsche to have and see if she likes it. See if it's her style. See if she really wants one. That is abundance, right? Now, the next thing to recognize is so often we limit what's available to us because we restrict how we'll receive it. All right, I want you to hear that. We restrict how we will receive it. Not how it even comes to us, but how we will receive it. Like, it's okay if maybe someone who's really, really wealthy gives us something. But imagine if someone who's maybe not as well off turns to you and gives you a gift. Do you instantly calculate for yourself if it's okay for them to be so generous? And that can look at like a lot of different things. Someone could invite you to come to a major event and they've got an extra ticket. Do you instantly want to pay them back or find a way to give it back? Like that energy of let me figure out how I can pay for this. That is one of those ways that we block abundance, right? We need to find ourselves in alignment with the idea that we are completely resourced, that everything that we desire is working its way towards us right now. And as we learn to receive both help and support and gifts and opportunities, then we get more of that. And then we get back to this really great feeling of, oh, that feels so good. Yes, please, more please of this, more opportunities, more people that have the right connections that will make the right invitations or that will make the right connections for you, right? How many people would you love to know reach out to you and said, hey, I have just the right client, or I have just the right connection for you to get on stage, or I have just the right opportunity for you to be on a platform that will feature you in all of your gifts and talents. These are actual things that have happened to my clients. And it happens because I teach this and we work it every day. That's our plan, to set up a process where you work through this plan every day, where you become more aligned with that practice of being abundant, of not only desiring it, but being co-creative with the flow of unlimited abundance. So first, like I said, you got to look at what you already have. You have to understand, right, that even your life itself is the most abundant thing you have. Because as you are alive, you are possible and you are living in the possible. And so then once you've done that, you have to receive from a place of understanding that it doesn't matter how, it matters when it comes through, and that you are able to be open to receiving it. And doing so with joy, with gratitude, with a vibration of appreciation, not guilt, not feeling stuck behind that whole idea of somebody gives me something, then I have to give them something back. I remember a coach of mine once said there's this idea of reciprocity. And while I understand, and I can see that piece. The challenge with people who fall prey, if you will, to the idea of reciprocity is that they are typically always on the giving side of that because there's a fear that they won't be able to reciprocate. So we want to make sure that when we are in receiving mode, we are wide open and able to just say, yes, please, more, please. And then ultimately, when people talk about how will I get the money? How will I make $750,000 a year, $1,000,000 a year, $500,000, my first $100,000 a year, whatever that number is, when we play in that field, even in calling out the number, we have to be careful not to limit what is possible, not to see that that number can come from many things. Like you can have many ways of receiving funds and revenue that make that number happen and more, right? So having yourself aligned, but open, focused, but with a soft focus to also allowing for more. That's what it means to truly create unlimited abundance. And you can do it right now. You don't have to wait. You can do it today. You can do it after you listen to this. Start by looking at what you have right now and really recognizing how incredibly abundant you already are. And in those areas where you feel like, man, I would just love to have more X, whatever more X is for you, start to see where you already have it and be grateful. At a vibration that is so high, the idea of what is next is automatic. The idea of possibility becomes kinetic, right? Becomes something that just sets the fire inside of you and your subconscious mind to go out and get it and then receive it. Let it in. Let it all in. One time someone told me, what if I don't want the thing that's being gifted to me? And I say, maybe it's not being gifted to you. Maybe it's being gifted through you. What if you were to receive that, whatever that thing is? Let's say it's an ugly sweater. I'm going to just say that. It's an ugly sweater and someone gives it to you. Now, can you receive it as if it was the most beautiful garment you ever saw and you receive it from that energy and then you hold it from that vibration and you set it aside? And one day, someone is getting ready to go to a party and needs said ugly sweater. And you get to pass it on. You get to be the one to gift it to them. And so that gift has come through you to someone else at exactly the right time, in exactly the right manner. Now, that might seem silly or trite. After doing this for 30 years, I will tell you so many, like countless numbers of times when that has been the case. And it all comes down to how it was originally received and how well we can actually be in that level of abundance where we don't have to hold on to something. We don't have to reject things. We know that we're part of and parcel of the universal flow of life. So therefore, whatever comes through us must be meant to come into some desired field for someone, whether it's not us, perhaps someone else. So that's my talk today about having the ability to create unlimited wealth. Having the ability to create unlimited wealth is available to everyone. Unlimited abundance is yours. It is already yours. You simply need to tap into what is available and then receive it wholeheartedly. So go out there and call it all in. Let me know what kind of abundance happens when you release yourself from knowing how or why, and you just say, yes, please, more, please, and receive all the abundance the world is waiting to give to you. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Again, I'm Leah Dunlap, the Oracle on Purpose, and this is the Oracle on Purpose podcast.